This was surprising to me. The last page of the China tariffs contained a surprising entry. Quote, paintings, drawings, and pastels executed entirely by hand, whether or not framed, and sculptures and antiques of any age exceeding 100 years. So yes, Chinese art and antiques would be subject to a tariff under this next round. And it doesn't matter what other country you buy them from. So if you purchased a Chinese vase from a London antiquities dealer, that vase would be subject to a 25% tariff because hundreds of years ago, yes, it was made in China. Now, the U.S. imported about $300 million worth of Chinese art in 2017. Galleries, dealers, museums, collectors, and auction houses say the tariffs will actually hurt the U.S. and benefit China, which, of course, wants to dominate the business of buying and selling Chinese works. Many U.S. dealers said they would go out of business since a lot of this would move overseas.
Would have a very severe impact. I'd have to question how I could go forward under those circumstances. We cannot make these things. There's no one manufacturing it, and it's going to severely harm my clients and me as to trying to continue to do what we do.
Sotheby's, Christie's, and the organizers of Asia Week in New York, which starts today, recently sent a letter to the U.S. trade rep saying the vast majority of Chinese artwork imported into the U.S. comes from other countries, and that putting tariffs on art from China would, quote, not result in an increased demand for American-made art. So in the end, this would increase prices. It would help China because they want to keep all this in China. It would cost U.S. jobs, and it would hurt the U.S. dominance in the art market.
However, hearing that soundbite, I think that it's not necessarily a plight that would get a big audience with the administration. Like, oh, no, high-end art.
Probably not, but we forget that one of the areas that the U.S. is dominant in around the world is the art market. So much of trade of everything in the art world comes and starts and begins and ends here in the U.S. So
not an area we want to cede our leadership.
Yeah. And again, this is China wants this.
Right.
They want to dominate the market, and they want to keep all those antiquities in China. So this helps China.
But it gets sold here when it changes hands, a lot of it.
A lot of it, yeah.
So
or just traded here.
Christie's, right. That makes sense, though, that it would be.
And Sotheby's and Christie's, they can just shift that business. They can sell it in Hong Kong, London, anywhere else. So they're kind of fine by this. It's the dealers like Lally who are in New York who don't have branches overseas that it hurts.